Power has shaped history, built empires, and destroyed rulers. Robert Greene's The 48 Laws of Power is a deep exploration of how power works, how it is gained, maintained, and, in some cases, lost. Whether in politics, business, or personal relationships, power is always at play. Some seek it openly, while others operate in the shadows. This book does not discuss ethics. It presents raw, unfiltered truths about power dynamics. Understanding these laws does not mean you have to use them maliciously, but ignoring them could leave you vulnerable to those who do. The laws of power are drawn from history's most powerful figures: leaders, warriors, and strategists who mastered control and influence. Each law is a tool that, when applied correctly, can lead to great success. However, using them carelessly or failing to recognize when others are applying them against you can result in downfall. Power, as Greene suggests, is neither good nor evil. It simply exists, and those who understand its rules are better equipped to navigate life's complexities. Law 1. Never outshine the master. One of the most dangerous mistakes in power dynamics is making those above you feel inferior. People in positions of power, whether they admit it or not, are often insecure. If you appear too competent, too intelligent, or too skilled, you may unintentionally make them feel threatened. History is filled with examples of individuals who rose quickly, only to be crushed because they made their superiors uneasy. The key is to make those in power feel secure in their position while subtly advancing yourself. Praise their wisdom, make them feel needed, and never let them believe you are trying to replace them. Law 2. Never put too much trust in friends. Learn how to use enemies. Friendship can be a weakness in the pursuit of power. Friends often expect special treatment and may become envious of your success. They can betray you because of emotions, jealousy, or personal ambition. Enemies, on the other hand, can be more reliable because they have something to prove. When handled wisely, former adversaries can become valuable allies. They will be more cautious in their dealings with you, knowing that trust must be earned, not assumed. The lesson here is to judge people based on their actions, not their words or past relationships. Law 3. Conceal your intentions. Transparency is not always a virtue. Revealing too much about your plans or ambitions gives others the opportunity to sabotage or manipulate you. People are naturally curious, and if they can predict your moves, they will work against you or use your intentions to their advantage. By keeping your true goals hidden, you create an air of mystery that makes others uncertain and hesitant. The most powerful individuals understand the value of strategic silence and misdirection. Speak only when necessary, and when you do, let your words serve your long-term goals. Law 4. Always say less than necessary. Words hold power, but excessive talking can lead to unintended consequences. The more you speak, the more likely you are to reveal weaknesses, contradictions, or information that others can use against you. Silence, on the other hand, creates an aura of authority and control. Those who speak little are often perceived as more intelligent and confident. They make others feel uncertain, forcing them to reveal more than they should. In negotiations, leadership, and social interactions, restraint in speech is a sign of strength. Law 5. So much depends on reputation. Guard it with your life. Reputation is one of the most valuable assets in the pursuit of power. It shapes how people perceive and treat you. A strong reputation can create fear and respect, while a damaged one can make you vulnerable to attack. Throughout history, powerful figures have gone to great lengths to maintain their public image. The lesson is clear. Never allow others to control the narrative about you. Be vigilant in protecting your name, and if necessary, destroy those who seek to tarnish it before they gain momentum. A well-crafted reputation is a shield that can protect you from many challenges. These first 5 laws set the foundation for understanding power. Each law reveals an essential truth about human nature. People are competitive, self-interested, and deeply influenced by perception. Those who understand and master these laws can navigate social and professional landscapes with greater confidence and control. In the next session, we will continue exploring more laws that reveal how power can be gained, defended, and strategically applied. Power is not always about force. It is often about subtlety, strategy, and patience. Those who understand the laws of power know that people are driven by emotions, insecurities, and ambitions. The key to gaining influence is learning how to control these forces without making others aware of your intentions. In this session, we explore more laws that show how power is acquired, maintained, and used to one's advantage. Law 6. Court attention at all costs. In the world of power, being ignored is the same as being powerless. Visibility brings influence, and those who are forgotten lose their ability to shape events. Throughout history, leaders, artists, and strategists have understood that attracting attention is essential for maintaining control. To gain power, one must make themselves impossible to ignore. This does not mean seeking attention recklessly. Rather, it is about being deliberate in how you present yourself. Whether through mystery, controversy, or bold actions, staying in the public eye ensures that your name remains relevant. However, this law also warns against the wrong kind of attention, which can backfire and lead to unwanted scrutiny. The key is to control the narrative, rather than let it control you. Law 7. Get others to do the work for you, but take the credit. Powerful people understand the value of leverage. The most successful leaders, inventors, and entrepreneurs often rely on the work of others while positioning themselves as the face of success. Delegation is not just about efficiency, it is about control. This law suggests that rather than doing everything yourself, you should learn how to use the efforts of others while ensuring you remain at the center of credit and recognition. Many historical figures mastered this skill, surrounding themselves with experts while maintaining authority over the results. By making others work for your benefit, you conserve your energy and multiply your influence. Law 8. Make other people come to you. Use bait if necessary. Those who chase power too aggressively often appear desperate. True power comes from making others seek you out. When people feel that they must come to you, you hold the advantage in negotiations, influence, and decision-making. One way to achieve this is through strategic absence. Making yourself slightly difficult to access increases your perceived value. Just as rare gems are more desirable than common stones, people instinctively value what is not easily available. This law also introduces the concept of using bait, creating an irresistible offer or situation that naturally draws others in. The key is to position yourself as the prize, rather than the pursuer.
Law 9. Win through your actions, never through argument. Power is not won through endless debates or intellectual superiority. People are rarely convinced through words alone. They are persuaded by actions, results, and undeniable proof. When someone is challenged or contradicted, their instinct is to defend their position rather than accept an opposing viewpoint. Rather than wasting energy arguing, demonstrate your power through achievements and silent influence. Let your actions prove your competence, so that others have no choice but to acknowledge your abilities. Those who talk too much about their greatness often achieve little, while those who quietly execute their plans earn real authority. Law 10. Infection. Avoid the unhappy and the unlucky. Energy is contagious. The people you associate with can either lift you up or drag you down. This law warns against surrounding yourself with those who carry negativity, failure, or constant misfortune. While compassion is a noble trait, power requires practicality, aligning yourself with those who are successful, driven, and emotionally stable. History is filled with examples of leaders, businesses, and individuals who fell because they attached themselves to the wrong people. If someone consistently brings problems, drama, or failure, distance yourself before their misfortune becomes yours. Protect your energy and keep your circle filled with those who bring value and progress. These laws reveal critical truths about human nature and power. Those who master them can position themselves strategically, ensuring that they remain influential without unnecessary risks. In the next session, we will explore deeper strategies on manipulation, influence, and control. Power is often about influence, how you make people think, act, and respond in ways that benefit you. Many of the most powerful individuals in history have not relied on brute force, but rather on psychological manipulation, strategic thinking, and careful positioning. In this session, we explore how deception, secrecy, and control over perception can strengthen power and eliminate threats. Law 11. Learn to keep people dependent on you. The greatest power does not come from having wealth, skills, or status. It comes from making others need you. If people depend on you for their success, security, or survival, they will never be able to replace you. Many people mistakenly try to be completely independent, believing that power means doing everything alone. In reality, true power comes from creating relationships where others cannot function without you. Whether in business, politics, or personal relationships, ensuring that you are essential gives you leverage. To apply this law, develop unique skills that others rely on. Control key resources that people need access to. Position yourself as the key decision maker in any system. Law 12. Use selective honesty and generosity to disarm your victim. Trust is a powerful weapon. People expect manipulation, especially from those seeking power. This is why an occasional act of honesty or generosity can lower their guard. A well-placed act of kindness makes people see you as genuine, which allows you to influence them without resistance. However, generosity should always be calculated. If you give too much or too often, people may take advantage of you rather than respect you. Some of the most successful leaders in history used this strategy, giving small, meaningful gifts or acts of goodwill to build loyalty before revealing their true intentions. This law is about controlling perception, making others believe you have their best interests at heart while pursuing your own goals. Law 13. When asking for help, appeal to self-interest, never to mercy or gratitude. Many people believe that loyalty, friendship, or past favors will convince others to help them. This is a mistake. The truth is, people are driven by self-interest. If you want someone to assist you, show them how it benefits them rather than expecting them to help out of kindness. This is why skilled negotiators frame their requests around the other person's desires. Instead of saying, "Help me because I need it," say, "Helping me will create an opportunity for you." If you need a favor from a business partner, show how your success benefits their bottom line. If you need loyalty from a friend, align your interests so they win when you win. By focusing on what others stand to gain, you make it easy for them to say yes. Law 14. Pose as a friend, work as a spy. Information is power. The more you know about others, their weaknesses, fears, ambitions, the greater control you have over them. The best way to gather intelligence is by appearing to be a friend while secretly observing and listening. People naturally reveal more to those they trust. By presenting yourself as harmless and supportive, you can learn valuable information that can later be used to your advantage. However, this law also serves as a warning: be careful of those using the same tactics against you. Listen more than you speak. Ask questions that encourage people to reveal their thoughts. Never expose your full intentions, even to those you consider allies. Those who master this law gain a strategic advantage without ever seeming threatening. Law 15. Crush your enemy totally. If you allow an enemy to survive, they will eventually recover and seek revenge. Power is not about temporary victories, it is about total control. If someone opposes you, weakening them is not enough, they must be completely neutralized. History is filled with examples of rulers who spared their enemies, only to be betrayed later. Whether in war, politics, or business, Those who leave loose ends often regret it. If you strike, strike decisively so that your opponent has no chance of retaliation. However, crushing an enemy does not always mean violence. It can mean destroying their reputation, removing their influence, or making them irrelevant. If someone challenges your authority at work, ensure they lose credibility. If a competitor threatens your business, make their products or services obsolete. If someone spreads lies about you, expose their flaws so people stop believing them. Power is about long-term dominance, not short-term victories. This session reveals critical tactics in manipulation, strategy, and influence. Those who understand these laws can shape their environment, protect their position, and ensure they remain in control. Power is not just about actions, it is about understanding human nature and using psychology to your advantage. Those who master the laws of power recognize that people act based on emotion, perception, and hidden motivations. In this session, we uncover more ways to control your environment, manipulate perception, and stay ahead of the competition. Law 16. Use absence to increase respect and honor. The more available you are, the less valuable you become. People take what is abundant for granted and crave what is rare. This law teaches that by strategically removing yourself, you increase your perceived value. If you are always present, people become accustomed to you, and your influence fades. However, if you create moments of absence, your presence becomes more powerful when you return. In social situations, being less available makes others appreciate your presence more. In business, limiting access to yourself increases demand for your time and expertise. In leadership, stepping back occasionally makes your authority feel stronger. This law is not about disappearing completely, but about knowing when to withdraw to create a sense of mystery and importance. Law 17. Keep others in suspended terror, cultivate an air of unpredictability. Predictability makes you vulnerable. If people always know your next move, they can anticipate and counter your actions. This law teaches that unpredictability creates fear, uncertainty, and respect. If your opponents do not know what you will do next, they will hesitate and make mistakes. If your employees or followers are unsure of your reactions, they will treat you with more caution. If competitors cannot predict your strategy, they will struggle to counter it. This technique has been used by military leaders, business moguls, and even politicians. By being unpredictable, you force others to remain in a defensive position while you stay in control. Law 18. Do not build fortresses to protect yourself. Isolation is dangerous. Many people believe that separating themselves from others will make them safer. In reality, isolation leads to vulnerability. Cutting yourself off from people and information makes you weak. When you are isolated, you lose touch with important developments. Become an easier target for attack. Have fewer allies to support you when needed. Instead of retreating into a fortress, stay engaged. Surround yourself with allies, sources of information, and a strong network. The more connected you are, the stronger your position. Law 19. Know who you're dealing with. Do not offend the wrong person. Not all enemies are equal. Some will forgive and forget, while others will dedicate their lives to revenge. This law teaches the importance of understanding personalities before taking action. Some people, when offended, will seek revenge no matter the cost. Others may act weak but have powerful allies who can retaliate. Some people are emotionally unstable and unpredictable. Before challenging someone, analyze their temperament, power, and resources. Do not create unnecessary enemies who will become long-term threats. Choose your battles wisely. Law 20. Do not commit to anyone. Powerful people do not tie themselves to a single person, cause, or movement. They remain neutral, adaptable, and independent. When you commit to one side, you lose flexibility and strategic options. Make yourself a target if things go wrong. Give others control over your actions. Instead of pledging loyalty, keep your options open. Make different groups compete for your support. This gives you leverage and prevents you from becoming dependent on any one faction. However, this does not mean being disloyal, it means being strategic. Let others believe you are with them while keeping the freedom to move in the direction that benefits you most. The true masters of power understand that influence is not about brute strength but about subtle manipulation, careful positioning, and psychological advantage. In this session, we will explore how deception, timing, and control over perception can help you stay ahead in the game of power. Law 21, play a sucker to catch a sucker, seem dumber than your mark. People hate feeling inferior. If you appear too intelligent, too capable, or too dominant, others may feel threatened and work against you. This law teaches that sometimes, the best way to gain power is to appear weaker or less intelligent than you actually are. By downplaying your intelligence or abilities, you allow others to feel superior, which makes them drop their guard. Once they underestimate you, you can move unnoticed and strike when the time is right. Many successful leaders let their opponents believe they were weak, only to defeat them later. A business negotiator may pretend to be clueless to get better deals. A skilled manipulator lets others think they are in control while subtly guiding their actions. This is the art of controlled deception, letting others think they are in power while secretly pulling the strings. Law 22, use the surrender tactic, transform weakness into power. When confronted with a stronger force, many people resist aggressively, but this often leads to destruction. Instead, this law suggests a different approach: surrender strategically. By appearing to submit, you avoid immediate defeat or punishment. Gain time to regroup, plan, and strike later. Lull your opponent into a false sense of security. History is full of examples where leaders or armies pretended to surrender, only to rise stronger later. Surrendering can be a tactical retreat. It does not mean you have lost, only that you are waiting for a better moment to regain control. Law 23, concentrate your forces. Scattering your energy, resources, or influence weakens your power. Instead of trying to do everything or influence everyone, focus your efforts where they will have the biggest impact. Powerful people concentrate their efforts on one strong position rather than spreading themselves too thin. Businesses that focus on their core strengths dominate industries, while those who try to do too much fail. Military leaders know that a focused attack on a weak point is more effective than attacking everything at once. By concentrating your forces, whether time, money, or influence, you create unstoppable momentum. Law 24, play the perfect courtier. In any power structure, there are rules, hierarchies, and hidden expectations. Those who succeed understand how to navigate these invisible rules and position themselves as indispensable. The perfect courtier, a person skilled in social maneuvering, knows how to flatter without seeming obvious, be useful without appearing ambitious, gain favor without making enemies. This law teaches that success often depends not on merit alone, but on how well you can play the social game. Being likable, strategic, and politically aware can be just as important as skill. Law 25, recreate yourself. Never let others define who you are. This law teaches that powerful individuals constantly reinvent themselves, adapting, evolving, and reshaping their identities to fit different situations. If people label you as one thing, they can control you. By continually changing and evolving, you remain unpredictable and difficult to pin down. Reinventing yourself allows you to stay relevant, influential, and always one step ahead. Many historical figures and modern influencers have used this law, constantly changing their image, beliefs, or strategies to maintain their power. Instead of being confined by past identities, they shape their own destiny. True power is about more than just having influence. It is about controlling how others see you, knowing when to act, and eliminating threats before they grow too strong. In this session, we explore the laws that focus on image, timing, and strategic dominance. Law 26, keep your hands clean. One of the biggest mistakes people make in the pursuit of power is becoming too closely associated with negative actions. The powerful never get their hands dirty, at least, not publicly. If you must take an unpopular action, use a scapegoat or an intermediary. When something goes wrong, distance yourself from the failure while taking credit for the success. Make sure any controversial or aggressive moves seem like they were necessary or inevitable. History is full of leaders who let their subordinates take the blame for unpopular decisions while maintaining a clean image. You must be seen as just, while others handle the dirty work. Law 27, play on people's need to believe to create a cult-like following. People crave meaning, structure, and something greater than themselves. Those who can tap into this psychological need gain enormous influence. This law teaches that to build lasting power, you must offer people a vision, something they can believe in. Use symbols, rituals, and repetition to reinforce your message. Create exclusivity, make people feel like they are part of something special. This is how charismatic leaders, brands, and movements gain loyal followers. They give people a purpose while keeping themselves at the center of that belief system. Law 28, enter action with boldness. Hesitation signals weakness. If you act timidly, people will doubt your confidence and authority. Instead, always move with boldness, whether in business, social situations, or leadership. Hesitation invites opposition, boldness creates momentum. If you act with confidence, people will assume you know what you are doing. Fearless actions intimidate rivals and make you seem unstoppable. This law teaches that it is better to make a bold mistake than to seem unsure. Those who hesitate lose their advantage. Law 29, plan all the way to the end. One of the most common ways people fail in power struggles is by acting without a long-term plan. Many people focus on short-term victories, but those who truly dominate think many steps ahead. Never rush into a move without considering its long-term consequences. Always have a backup plan and a way out. Anticipate possible obstacles before they arise. History is filled with examples of people who gained power quickly, only to lose everything because they had no long-term vision. Always think 5 steps ahead. Law 30, make your accomplishments seem effortless. People admire power, but they do not respect those who appear to struggle too much. This law teaches that your victories should seem natural, smooth, and effortless. Hide the hard work behind the scenes, make success seem like a natural part of who you are. Avoid complaining or showing stress. People respect those who stay calm under pressure. Let others see the finished product, not the messy process. This is why many powerful individuals seem to effortlessly succeed, even though they have spent years mastering their craft. By hiding the struggle, you make power look natural. At the highest levels of power, it's not just about what you do, but how others perceive it. A master of power understands how to control emotions, reactions, and strategic positioning to stay ahead. This session dives into how to outmaneuver rivals, stay unpredictable, and dominate without appearing aggressive. Law 31, control the options, get others to play the cards you deal. Real power comes from making people think they have a choice when, in reality, they are only choosing between options that you have carefully created. This is the art of controlled influence. Instead of forcing people, give them 2 or 3 options that all benefit you. Make them believe they are in control while guiding them toward the decision you want. Limit their choices in a way that makes them feel empowered but still serves your agenda. Politicians, business leaders, and negotiators use this law constantly. By shaping the choices available, they make sure the outcome always favors them. Law 32. Play to people's fantasies. People often reject reality in favor of dreams and fantasies. Those in power recognize this and use it to their advantage. Offer people an idealized version of the world, one where their desires can be fulfilled. Avoid harsh truths, instead, sell hope, ambition, and a better future. Be the source of what people long for, and they will follow you willingly. This is why charismatic figures gain followers. They don't just provide solutions, they offer a vision that plays into people's deepest desires. Law 33. Discover each man's thumbscrew. Everyone has a weakness, a pressure point that, if pressed correctly, can make them bend to your will. This law teaches that to control others, you must first discover what truly influences them. People's weaknesses often fall into these categories: emotional insecurity, fears, doubts, or unresolved past wounds. Desires and ambitions, their need for success, validation, or status. Addictions or dependencies, something they cannot live without. Once you find someone's emotional thumbscrew, you can subtly use it to influence or manipulate them without them realizing it. Law 34. Be royal in your own fashion, act like a king to be treated like one. Confidence and self-respect determine how others treat you. If you act like you deserve power, people will believe it. Never beg or appear desperate. Powerful people demand respect. Carry yourself with dignity and assurance. If you believe in your own value, others will follow suit. This is why people with natural confidence and a strong presence often rise to positions of leadership even if they are no more talented than others. Act like royalty, and people will treat you accordingly. Law 35. Master the art of timing. Success isn't just about what you do, it's about when you do it. Timing is a critical factor in power plays. Don't rush, wait for the right moment to act. Learn to recognize when the tides are turning in your favor. Control the tempo of situations so that you remain in charge. A skilled strategist never acts too soon or too late. They observe, wait, and strike at the perfect moment when their advantage is strongest. In this final session, we focus on how to maintain power once you have it, how to neutralize threats, and how to ensure lasting dominance. Many people gain influence but lose it because they fail to follow the principles of sustained power. The following laws will help you protect your position, outlast your enemies, and create an aura of lasting strength. Law 36. Disdain things you cannot have, ignoring them is the best revenge. One of the biggest mistakes people make is obsessing over what they cannot control. This gives power to their enemies. If you show frustration, jealousy, or anger, you reveal your weakness. By ignoring insults or things you cannot have, you rob them of their power over you. Make your enemies feel insignificant by refusing to react to them. Powerful individuals do not waste energy on resentment. They remain indifferent to what they cannot change, which makes them appear even stronger. Law 37. Create compelling spectacles. People are drawn to drama, mystery, and spectacle. To maintain power, you must give people something exciting to focus on: a grand vision, an image of superiority, or an aura of mystery. Leaders use grand ceremonies, dramatic announcements, and theatrical gestures to captivate their audience. Businesses use branding, storytelling, and symbolism to gain loyal customers. By controlling perception, you shape how people see you. This law reminds us that image is just as important as reality. Create a powerful public persona, and people will naturally follow. Law 38, think as you like, but behave like others. People fear those who challenge the status quo too openly. Even if you think differently, it is often safer to blend in and express your views subtly. If you stand out too much, you become a target. If you make people feel foolish for their beliefs, they will resent you. Instead of openly challenging norms, influence them from within. Powerful people adapt to their environment while secretly working toward their goals. Law 39, stir up waters to catch fish. When people are angry or emotional, they make mistakes. This law teaches that staying calm while provoking others can give you a strategic advantage. If you can manipulate someone into losing their temper, they become easy to control. The more emotional they are, the less rational their decisions. Remain calm in every situation, and you will always have the upper hand. Mastering this law allows you to turn others' anger into a weapon against them. Law 40, despise the free lunch. Nothing in life is truly free, everything has a cost. Powerful people understand this and avoid relying on gifts, favors, or handouts that come with hidden strings. Accepting free things often makes you dependent on others. It is better to pay your own way and remain independent. Always control the terms of an exchange, never let someone else dictate them. The truly powerful do not seek favors, they make others seek favors from them. Law 41, avoid stepping into a great man's shoes. People who try to imitate a powerful predecessor often fail because they lack originality. Instead of copying others, create your own path. If you take over a role from a powerful leader, make changes to distinguish yourself. Avoid comparisons, develop your own identity and reputation. Innovation, not imitation, leads to lasting power. Law 42, strike the shepherd and the sheep will scatter. When trying to break up a rival group, identify the true leader behind them. If you remove the leader, the rest will fall apart. Movements, rebellions, and opposition groups are often driven by a single strong personality. If you remove that person, the rest of the group weakens. Cut off the head, and the body dies. Instead of fighting an entire group, eliminate the source of its strength. Law 43, work on the hearts and minds of others. People don't just follow logic, they follow emotion, loyalty, and personal connections. To secure long-term power, you must win people's hearts, not just their minds. If you can make people feel valued and understood, they will be loyal to you. Use emotional influence instead of force whenever possible. People want to feel special, make them believe you are their champion. Power that is built on respect and emotional connection lasts much longer than power built on fear. Law 44, disarm and infuriate with the mirror effect. One of the most powerful psychological tactics is mirroring, copying an opponent's actions to confuse and disarm them. If someone attacks you, mimic their actions calmly, it unsettles them. Reflecting people's emotions back at them makes them feel exposed. Mirroring is a great tool for psychological warfare. By making others see themselves in you, you can control interactions subtly. Law 45, preach the need for change, but never too much at once. People fear sudden changes. Even if you are introducing a necessary reform, you must do it slowly and strategically. If you push for too much change at once, people will resist. Instead, make them feel like the change is natural and gradual. Revolutionaries who rush often face backlash and failure. The secret to effective leadership is giving people the illusion of continuity while guiding them toward transformation. Law 46, never appear too perfect. If you seem too flawless, people will resent you. Instead, occasionally show vulnerability or let small weaknesses be visible to seem more human. People secretly enjoy seeing others fail. Don't give them a reason to hate you. Show humility, but never real weakness. Maintain the illusion of power while allowing minor imperfections. This law prevents envy from turning into sabotage. Law 47, do not go past the mark you aimed for. Many people gain power but do not know when to stop. They push too far, take unnecessary risks, or try to grab too much at once, leading to their downfall. Always know when to walk away from a battle. Greed and overconfidence are common causes of failure. Success should be maintained, not endlessly expanded at all costs. The key to lasting power is knowing when to consolidate your gains rather than overreaching. Law 48, assume formlessness. The final law teaches that the most powerful people remain adaptable and unpredictable. If others can't define or pin you down, they cannot control you. Do not stick to rigid strategies, be fluid and ever-changing. If you are unpredictable, others cannot prepare for you. Adaptation is the key to survival in any power struggle. The greatest masters of power stay flexible, always shifting their approach to stay ahead. Final thoughts? Power is not about force, it is about strategy, perception, and control. The most powerful individuals understand how to manipulate emotions, shape public opinion, and adapt to every situation. By mastering these 48 laws, you can navigate politics, business, and social dynamics to gain and maintain influence.